Can you hear it?
Allahu Akbar.
That's it. That's it. We're ready.
What
We're
are we
ready.
ready for? Nothing is
We're
happening.
for American bases in the region. I'm ready. Let's go, people. Let's go. And happy
we
Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day to all Chris's baby mamas.
Yes. Salute to all of them.
We love all of them and all of Chris's wonderful children. Happy Mother's Day to all of the moms. Well, it's Western Mother's Day, yeah? Isn't Eastern Mother's Day in March?
Yes. But that's okay. We celebrate every day. We celebrate twice.
both. We celebrate both. I just wanted to make sure that the people knew that they get an extra Mother's Day. I know that Bulgaria does a big Mother's Day in March. So does the Balkans. But I'm black-pilled, so I'm glad that you're on a good vibe. Completely black-pilled.
Totally I just came back. I saw missiles. I'm about to show. I saw missiles, like right up close.
Yeah, I don't.
My black-pilled love. What's going on?
I'm just, I'm sick of it. It's like, this has nothing to do with Iran or Iranians or the Iran. I'm speaking from the West. I'm not speaking on Iran at all. I'm not here to rain on your Iranian victory parade. Absolutely not. All for the Iranian. Yeah.
I went to the rallies every night.
Yeah. Well, I think last night was number 70. So like,
we're ready. And my cousins are all there. My little cousins. I'm
glad you got to see your family because I know how much difficulty you had getting in contact with them throughout this entire ordeal.
It was amazing.
He's gonna tell us, Sarah. 29th of November in Russia. So 3 Mother's Days so far. Maybe someone else will chime in with another Mother's Day. Owen Schroyer's wifey. Owen Schroyer, I know he watches the show sometimes. So Owen, if you are watching the show, I have a very attractive woman with a very irrational crush on you. Please contact us.
Are we matchmakers now too?
Well, I mean, we're jacks of all trades, I think.
Do we get a cut?
Yeah, I think we get a part of the dowry.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just black-pilled. I just what's going on in the United States. I've started paying attention to the Russia-Ukraine thing again. I'm really black-pilled on that. I'm not black-pilled as in I think Russia's going to lose. I'm just very hard. Yeah, it's very hard. It's been very hard for me to pay attention. I took a break after the assassination attempt, and I covered that with Larry. That was while you were in Iran. And then after that, I was like, I have no energy for any of this. And everything that the Americans, and I'm sure we'll discuss some of it, but everything the Americans have done in terms of like media or politics has made me more and more angry. Oh, someone has a crush on Chris. Chris needs less crushes, not more crushes.
No, come.
Come. But I'm sure we'll talk about everything that they've done, the angels, the aliens. It's all made me more and more. The Trump statue, I'm getting more and more angry. And I'm switching to black-pilled so I don't like scream. It's more just like a... So, maybe but yeah, let's hear... Go ahead.
Maybe you need to become Shia.
You know how many people have been saying that to me lately?
Because the whole religion is one of like revolutionary martyrdom, so you're like black-pilled and red-pilled simultaneously.
Right. There's like a space for that.
And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, destroy Israel.
There's a place for that. There's really just not and it's not nihilistic in the Iranians or in the Shia case.
Oh, what nihilistic? Revolutionary optimism.
Yeah, there's just no room for that in where I am. I'm not saying this is definitively and everybody in the United States should be black-pilled. I'm in a funk. I'm trying to get out of it though.
Listen, you know what the best remedy for that?
A trip.
Yes.
A trip. A trip to a war zone or a trip to somewhere that is supposed to be a war zone, right? Like when they said, my dog is going crazy. When we went to Iraq, right?
Your dog's excited for the trip.
Yeah. When we went to Iraq, that really put things back into perspective and like I threw myself right back into things after that. So I know that you're off your trip to Iran. So you're probably like, let's effing go. So I won't.
I mean,
I won't drag you down anymore. I want you to share all of your Iranian experiences with the people because you were there for a really long time.
I was there for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It was fantastic. Fantastic. First time for me in the motherland or fatherland. And it was amazing. It was amazing. Imagine. I am at the hotel and all of a sudden like a ton of people rush at me and start hugging me and kissing me, and like putting flowers on me. And it was my relatives I'd never met before. And it was nuts. So for 4 separate occasions, everybody just stormed the hotel and took it over. And eventually, like, there were no seats for all the other journalists. Like, why? It's like, all these people are your family members? Wyatt Reed from the Grey's. It's like, all these people are your family. I said, yeah, of course. At first, they were skeptical, like Iranians, like, this guy, he's Iranian from America, maybe CIA. And then all of a sudden, all my family members come and they hear the stories and some of them are noteworthy. And they're like, oh, no, he's one of us. Oh, come on. By the end of it, they were like, you're welcome anytime. Come. So, no, it was fantastic. It was fantastic. It was unbelievable. So I have a lot of stuff to share. I have a lot of videos. We have like 40 videos to get through. Do you want to do your stuff first or do you want to do?
No, because maybe I won't even be in the mood to do my stuff by the time. Maybe I'll be in a better mood. My stuff's kind of a drag.
Listen. I heard about this Trump statue. I already told our friends to give them the coordinates. So I said, send the Forum sky.
Yeah, exactly. I'm telling Israel that the data centers are 2 weeks away from a nuclear bomb and they have Hamas tunnels under them. So we're working.
We're working.
But no, I want to hear about Iran because it'll probably put me in a mood to where I'm like, I don't even feel like talking about the weird angel alien thing.
Yeah, forget about angels and aliens.
Well, I did want to talk about the angel alien because I wanted your religious perspective on it, but we could get to that later if we get to it at all.
Sure.
Maybe, yeah.
Sure. We could address that for sure. Now, listen, everybody's asking in the chat. Everybody's concerned about the food. Listen, the food was, I can say it, fan-fucking-tastic. I'll tell you one thing. Nobody got sick on the trip. Not one person. Usually you travel, somebody's going to get, some revenge. Whether it's Montezuma's revenge or Confucius's revenge or, Buddha's revenge. Somebody's revenge.
Nebuchadnezzar said revenge.
But nobody got a revenge. Everything was perfect. I'm telling you, food quality. First of all, all of these LARPing Iranians in the diaspora, they're like, we were so wonderful before Islam. We know Islam brought cleanliness to Iran as well in many ways. It's a very clean society. Everybody loves the clean. It's very fragrant. A lot of incense, a lot of colognes,
food, a lot of rose water.
You know it. So it's just amazing. It's amazing, and the food quality. I mean, listen, as people know very well. I mean, if we were to have the first crew that went, Dimitri Lascaris and Tim Anderson, Ahmed from Propaganda Co. Listen, Kubide, all the kebabs you want, Kubide kebab, cholo kebab, you name it, kebab bar. We were eating They gave me so much food to bring back. I had 3 bags. They said only 1 carry-on allowed. I said, no, I am Iranian. I'm coming in. I'm coming in hot. I have so many. I've given sweets to everybody around here. Food, you name it. It was unbelievable. So the food, you thought the food in Iraq was good. Listen, we're going to get hate. I'm going to get hate from our friends in Iraq, but the food in Iran, way better. Now the food in Lebanon, we're gonna have to, have a talk about that.
Yeah, but Lebanon uses garlic. See, the Lebanese understand that garlic is a food group.
No,
the Iraqis and the Iranians use a lot of garlic. Yeah, so the Iraqis don't use as much garlic. They use it, but it's not like Lebanon.
No, we have a lot of garlic.
Lebanon they'll make an emulsion with just garlic and oil and be like, here's a dip. And it's just
throw some eggplant or throw some chicken, whatever it is.
Exactly.
But no, it was fantastic. Now, let me tell you how this journey started. So I flew so there were no direct flights when I traveled there. I went on April 20th. No direct flights. So what ended up happening, I flew to Yerevan in Armenia and then went by bus, 7-hour or so bus to the border. And you can imagine, you're flying from Russia to Yerevan, to Armenia's capital. And then I got scammed. First thing that you're not supposed to do, I got scammed because this old guy was very nice to me, and I'm a nice person, and our culture, Tarof. And he was just like, no, I'm not a scam. And I believed him. And then he pawned me off on this young kid. And it's like 5:30 in the morning. And he brings me to this very, very bizarre bus station that's not even open yet. And nobody's there. So it's me alone with this guy. And he's like, so he starts the taxi meter. And it's really supposed to be like a $5 trip. He ended up charging me like $70. I said, bro, it's a 15-minute car ride. What's going on? So, of course, I didn't want to start fighting. I didn't want to get in trouble. I was kind of nervous. I didn't know what I was going to do. So I said, okay, I'll just pay this. And stupid me, I should have just opened up and used Yandex Go. But I didn't. And I trusted this guy. And I said, you know what I told him when he was leaving? I said, this is supposed to be the land of original Christianity. That's not very Christian of you. And he kind of just, rubbed, kind of just went like this and then got back in the car and left. So there you go. So I got scammed. So anyway, I'm waiting at the bus station all alone with my bags. And eventually, after about 45 minutes.
Wow, Armenia is really getting European. Good for them.
You see, there you go. There you go. Supposed to have some of that like Middle Eastern, kind of hospitality, or at least, kind of, Russian, Eastern European. Nope.
They're ready for the EU. They're ready.
They're ready for the EU.
It sounds like my trip to Naples. That's why I'm saying it's like going to
yes. Oh, it's ready. That's why they're like, we want to put it to the vote. So we'll see what the Armenian people say. So I got to so I'm waiting at the bus station. Then our friends come. We had the 3 Lebanese journalists were there. They came with me. It was fantastic. We're, ahlan wa sahlan, habibi, back and forth. So it was great. We got on the bus. Now, listen. Nobody speaks Armenian in our group. So we tried English and nobody speaks English. So the 3, of course, are 3 Lebanese journalists, one's from Algeria, 2 from Lebanon. They look at me and they say, hey, Habibi, speak Russian. And of course, my Russian is chut-chut. But I started to try, I started to speak a little bit Russian. They all spoke Russian, thankfully. A great byproduct of the Russian Empire and Soviet legacy. So I got by with a little bit of Russian. But they were very angry because one of the girls brought too many bags and things. So they were like, why so many bags, blah, 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 blah. So anyway, it was bad. It was bad. But anyway, we tried to solve the problems as best we could. Got on the bus and we started the long journey. Now, we started in Yerevan that didn't have snow, but then we got up into the mountains and there was snow. Literally, imagine like an hour, no snow, then all of a sudden you're in snowy terrain. And I'm like, oh God, I brought a jacket, but I wasn't prepared for this. So, and then we started to decline. So we went up into the mountains, then we started to go down. Finally, we got to the valleys and we got to the land border. Now listen, land border, you assume it's something nice. The thing looked like it was out of World War II. Potholes everywhere. I was like, even a tank couldn't pass here. So the guy pulls over and literally just throws our bags out, says, that was it. And he just drove off. He didn't even say goodbye. Just the bus guy just fucking left us there. So we all start like grabbing our bags, trying to like pull them through all these like potholes and things. Already, this is a trip. Everyone's sweating. Everyone's smelly. So we get to the border crossing and the Armenians have to stamp us out. Now, this place looked like, have you ever been to Tijuana?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it was even way sketchier than that, like back in the day. And the guys are just sitting there, a couple uniforms, a couple Kalashnikovs, and like big trucks going by. No humans are going by. So we just walk on foot to the like booth that's supposed to have a car go through it. And we present our passports. He starts asking, what are we doing? Where are we going? So, okay, we're going there. We're journalists. He says, journalists? Which press? I said, DD Geopolitics. He said, never heard of it. I said, that's on you, baby.
Of course, why would they hear of us in Armenia?
On X, Telegram, you name it. So anyway, so he stamps everything. We go. Now I'm walking. We have to walk over a bridge, over a river. I get to the Iranian side and I see this whole congregation of people down there waiting for us. Man, I tell you, I kissed the ground. Unbelievable. We got there. Everybody's welcoming us, greeting us. In your mind, see, this is the problem about Orientalism and like sort of like how we've portrayed. People would assume like all of a sudden they're going to put a black bag on your head.
Yeah.
Knives are coming out.
Like, I'm dying to get out of Christian Armenia. Get me to Iran, please.
Meanwhile, you get on the other side. Everyone's like, mwah, mwah, Azizam, like, welcome, Befarma. And I'm like, oh my God, this is Iran. What? Like, of course, I know what my people are like. I know the country, but I've never been there before. But in my mind, all I've heard was CNN and Fox News and PBS for the past 37 years, and History Channel and Discovery Channel. And this is the Ayatollah's theocracy, you know? And you get there and it's like, man, everybody's so sweet. What's going on around here? So everyone becomes family. Oh, you're Iranian. Welcome home. Blah, blah, blah. So it was fantastic. So I get out of we go through the passport control. Passport control is so easy. Okay, sir. Thank you very much. Welcome to Iran. Welcome. Welcome. Meanwhile,
that's how it is in Serbia. That's how it is in Serbia.
Really? And you had the picture of Ayatollah Khomeini and Ayatollah Khamenei, and you're just so sweet old men looking at you, and you're like, this is a wonderful place.
Yeah, these countries that are not like on the world systems or in the world cliques are always the nicest countries. You go to Iraq, you go to Iran, you go to Serbia. It's like these are the nicest people.
In my mind, I know that CBP, when I go through, they're like, oh, you go to all these dangerous countries, and we have to protect you as an American citizen. And I'm like, you know what? Actually, I've been treated worse by CBP and Polish immigration than I've ever been treated by any of the countries in Southwest Asia.
Never got detained in Iraq.
Oh, come on. But here it was perfect. So anyway, so we cross through, we make a video, and then we start going. Listen, we're at the border between Iran and Armenia in an area that is known as like East Azerbaijan province. We eventually make our way down to Tabriz. Yeah. It's so beautiful. You can't imagine. So beautiful. Mountains,
the landscape,
people, goats and sheep just milling around, little huts and houses, dotting the landscape. And you're like, this is paradise. What the hell? No wonder the Epstein Coalition wants to destroy this place.
That sort of juxtaposition of like pastoral civilization, yet the advancement of it in Iran. That's why I love it. Parts of Eastern Europe so much. It's the same idea. You could drive through the hills and be like, oh, look, there's like a hut in the middle of nowhere with the shepherd.
Really? And people are just...
but they have a nuclear program we also need to bomb them for. At the same time. So it's
really... You go up to these people and they're like, oh, I have a PhD in mechanical engineering. Yes. Welcome. Yes. Here, take anything you want. It's like, what are you doing with the ghosts? No, I love living on the land.
That's Serbia. They'll be like, oh, I speak 9 languages. I'm like, you live on a farm.
Yeah. Like what?
But that's how Iran, they're like, that's exactly when we did the peace talks. I was like, there's no equivalent of these people. In America, they're like shepherds, and like Pezeshkian is what? An open heart surgeon.
Yes. So we go to Tabriz. Now the nighttime. This is the first video I gotta show. This is oh wait, hold on. Let me make sure I screen share properly.
Oh all yeah,
right. This is unbelievable. Really, you're not gonna believe it. Now hold on. How the window? Okay, hold on.
Let's see.
Let me see how I'm going to do this. I think I first have to open the video. Okay. And now I know, listen, I'm technologically.
I'm the same way. Go ahead.
Everyone just love. Okay. I think it's going to work this way. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Here we go. Hold on. Let me just play this.
Oh, it sounds too.
Commander, Aerospace Commander.
Whoa! Right. Look.
That's why you're asking me why I'm black pilled. You're standing next to like high Sheikh Khans. There you go.
Listen, this is my first night in Iran. My first time ever to my homeland. First time. First moment. The first night. I haven't even fallen asleep in this country yet. And what do I see face to face? Look at this beauty. And of course I'm making jokes over where are you sending it tonight? Please target this location. But look at that thing. Look at that thing. Look at all the people around. Really. Look at this. People are out there. People are enjoying. People are celebrating. People are looking at the missiles going here, there. I mean, really, you see this thing. It's a thing of beauty. It's unbelievable. So there you go. So all around the country on this night, there were missiles out in public. People could see in Iran, in Tehran, in Engilab Square, here in Tabriz, in other cities. They brought out these missiles, and people could get up close. Look how close I am to it. I'm right there.
I trust society.
you know. But this is it. And also people are like, it's a very dangerous country. It's almost on the verge of collapse. What collapse?
They have missiles on the street. Nobody's touching them.
What collapse, bro? What collapse? So there you have it. It was unbelievable. So that's my first night. So I'm like, okay, this is going to be an unbelievable trip already. I already, that's it. We know what's happening here. So that's the first night. So, by the way, if anybody wants to check out, I have a picture of me with the missile.
Yeah.
You can go to my Instagram at Chris Halali. Check it out. Follow, like, subscribe, share. The Instagram has blown up.
We don't have a Chris Halali banner. We'll fix that. Well, here, it's the same as your ex, isn't it?
Yeah, same. Go look it up. Look it up. Go on Instagram, people, and you can see all the pictures and videos. Hilarious. Really, really fun stuff. Now, listen. So the next video, what do I got here? Oh, yes. Okay, so this. So in Tabriz, we went to visit some sites that were bombed. Now, in this site here, I'm going to show you here. You can see here. So here we are on the street. Look at this. They bombed the residential. Does this look like a military base to you? This is a civilian neighborhood. Look at this. They bombed the whole house. Leveled the thing. So in this house, there was an off-duty IRGC commander, and they killed him, his mother-in-law, father-in-law, his kids, his wife, everybody. They just massacred them all. Why? First of all, he's off-duty. He's okay. If he's in military uniform at the base, I can understand. Everybody said, okay, we understand. But why kill the whole family? Why bomb his house? So we went there. We spoke to people. We spoke to the relatives. It was really hard, really, really hard to hear that. But they were still so proud of Iran's response. They said, look, they killed our family, but we showed them our strength, and we're going to continue. And nobody wanted ceasefire. By the way, nobody was happy with ceasefire. Everybody said, keep going. What are we stopping for? Because they know that the minute you give some breathing room, they're going to come back. They said you just have to give them one big punishment so they don't come back again. So that was something very, very important as well, which, was surprising. Normally you don't think that. Then the next thing was we went to a school in Tabriz. I want to show you just the damage done from some of these weapons here. Look at this schoolyard. Look at this schoolyard. So this school had shattered windows. Everything was shattered around here. These are all short videos. I have longer clips that I will play, but I there's so many things to play. But let me see. Oh, here's the big one. Okay, so just so you can get an idea here, this one is the bigger one. I'll share this. Let me open this up for us. Perfect. So you can just see that there's a lot of shattered windows over there. There's glass everywhere. And you can see on this side, just inside, the absolutely wrecked from a missile that landed right at the school. You could just see all the rubble everywhere. I mean, why target a school? Why? What's going on? And that's what they do. We saw firsthand evidence. They destroyed this place's gym. They destroyed its lab. They specifically targeted, they had a nice chemistry room. Nothing left of the chemistry room. I said, guys, what's going on? But really, there were hundreds of educational institutions targeted. Hundreds of educational institutions targeted. And, going to a place like this, after all the stuff that we uncovered with Epstein and things like that, I said, this is really Epstein coalition. They're targeting children. What's children? What do they have anything to do with this? Okay, armies fight with each other. Okay, halas, it's understandable. But the kids, leave the kids alone. But as you can see, no leaving of the kids alone here. This is the inside. This is the inside of one of like the little gym that they have in there, where they do some of the exercises and they do wrestling and all sorts of stuff. Just take a look at the extensive damage here. I mean, you can see how powerful this blast was. Hey, things falling apart, things, coming down, glass destroyed. Just really sad to see.
Somebody brings up a good point. It's to turn the people against the government.
For sure, of course. That's the end goal, of course. That's the end goal. We then went to, before we left Tabriz, we went to a apartment block, which is the video that went viral on Instagram of me. And do you see the damage up there? Can you see this?
Mm-hmm.
So that's from a missile strike that killed an electrical engineer, his wife, and 2 kids. 1 kid survived, and she's less than 2 years old.
Yeah, I saw that little girl. She's beautiful.
She's beautiful, Helma, right? So take a look here. Take a look here. And you can see her pictures down there. But I tried to kind of zoom in so you can see look at that. Like, why target? It's a residential building. They keep saying we're not targeting residential buildings. Look at this. What does that look like to you? Does that look like a military base? They got a missile in there. They've got a drone factory, right? So that was very hard to see her family. I shared her picture. I shared her story. And I hope we continue to elevate her story. I think it's very, very important. Then we left Tabriz, and then we went to Tehran. We went to Tehran by bus. And when we went to Tehran, the first thing we did, early morning, where did we go?
The synagogue.
Of course. We went to go see the Iranian Jewish community. So it was amazing. Listen, for many of the people on the trip, it was the first time they'd ever been in a synagogue. I've been in a synagogue before. Of course, I studied religion. But it was the first time, for example, for our Lebanese friends, it was the first time they ever went to a synagogue. They were very, they were like, oh, what synagogue? They were a little bit nervous, Well,
Lebanese people aren't supposed to be around Israeli citizens. So I understand why they would be.
Well, of course, because then we had to
go into a synagogue.
Right. Because, of course, to them, in their mind, because, of course, they grew up in Lebanon and all they've ever known is war by the Jewish state. So they were like, are all these people dual citizens? And of course, they were like, no, nobody holds dual citizenship.
You're not allowed, yeah.
Not allowed. No, of course not. And they were very, very antagonistic about Israel. And I have video clips of the community leader speaking to us about that. And here I have a clip here as well, so you can kind of see the prayers. It was nice. I mean, we got to spend about an hour in there, get to see the prayers and what was going on, what was happening. You can see here. So you see everybody's. They brought out the Torah scrolls. They did all of that. It was nice. As you can see, there's men on this side and women are on the other side. So you can see the columns there and the seats on the other side. That's where the women sit. So they were separated as well. And let me show you here. And then we went outside. We went to a couple streets away to the site of another synagogue. And all of you are familiar with this synagogue because
it was one that was bombed.
Yes, that's what's left of the synagogue.
Why this synagogue and not any other?
That's a good question. We don't really know. We don't really understand why. There hasn't been a good explanation. there's been, the explanation was, oh, sorry, it was a miscalculation, or, we're targeting somebody nearby. But that's what's left of it. That's what's left of it, So it was surprising. I mean, people were angry. People were upset, especially. And one thing as it's noteworthy is that Jews in Iran say, we are Iranians first and then Jews. The Jewish Iranians privilege their Judaism over their Iranian identity. And those are the ones in the diaspora. They made this distinction, the community itself. They said, we are first Iranians, then Jews.
Well, that's why most of these people move to America, because you can be whatever you want here. You don't have to be, there's no definitive American identity. So where you say, you got to come here, you got to be American. Well, what the hell does that mean? No, you could come here and say, I'm an Iranian American. I'm an Italian American. That's right. It's not how it really works outside of the West.
Right. Of course. So it's very interesting, very, very interesting. And they really focused on that distinction. That was a very, very important part of this whole trip, was going to the synagogue, which I thought was very, very nice. It was a nice part of the trip. It helped to, I think, change some people's perspectives as well, which was
one of our viewers says an Iranian parliament member, a Jewish Iranian parliament member practiced in that synagogue. So maybe it was just a message for that, which I would believe. Something as petty as that, like you're Jewish and you're participating in the regime.
Very well could be. Absolutely. Absolutely. Here, let me just click.
Thank you for that, Huffman Aviation. And while I'm shouting people out, Nick Cruz is in the audience. Guys, please go follow Nick.
Shout out to
Nick's channel. And
shout out to Nick, and happy to go on to Nick's show if he wants. And,
have Chris on.
About Iran as well, whatever he's interested in. So here, now the next place we went to Shahid Beheshti University, one of the top universities in Iran. And we went to go see their center, their faculty of plasma and lasers. And this is what's left of the faculty of plasma and laser research.
Yeah, there was a lot of deliberate targeting of intellectual sites, over 600 schools, scientific sites.
Look at that. I mean, this is a university. Look at this. Mm-hmm. This was the Center for Plasma and Lasers and Optics. Mm-hmm. Why target that?
Because you can't be smarter than the Israelis or the Americans. You can't be more advanced than them. You can't do better than them. You can't better yourself. Like this is a lot of the destruction is blatant targeting to set Iran back. I mean, Trump's messaging has often just been like, we've set them back decades.
Yeah. Of course. That's the whole goal. The whole goal was to. And I didn't even know, I'll tell you something really important coming up here for the next site. But the Iranians are very advanced. Very. You can't imagine. There's a lot of advanced technology over there. Domestically produced. Because after 47 years of sanctions, you just do it yourself. You say, okay, why do I have to go and get the European version? We just make it ourselves. We've got plenty. We've got 92 million people. All right, put a couple hundred engineers on it. We'll figure it out, right? So that's why they have a lot of domestic aerospace, air defense, their own sort of military industrial complex that they're doing on their own so that they can defend themselves, right? So that's Shahid Beheshti University. Then we went to, let me show you here. Actually, I'll save that video for just a second. We went to the next university, which is very, very noteworthy. I made some posts about it. This is Sharif University. Oh, sorry. No. This is the neighborhood. Sorry. That's the wrong video. Hold on. Let me see. Did I put that video on here? Oh, I didn't put that video. But anyway, I can tell you about it. We went to Sharif University. By the way, I'm going to put some more videos of me speaking from there. We went to Sharif University, and they targeted their information and computer data center. Why? Because it was home to Iran's first artificial intelligence. So they destroyed it. We saw all the rows of all.
You know what? Honestly, though, they might have done them a favor.
Well,
and we might talk about that later, or even maybe save it for Wednesday. But they might have done them a favor.
it's possible. It's possible. I was hoping that this AI would fight with the other AIs. That's
The
what
other
I was
AI, we could use
Yeah.
this AI as a proxy against the other AIs.
you never know. So, but it was just shocking because it had the AI lab, it had the computer and data system. It also housed where they did electronic journals, classrooms, video conferencing. They basically struck like the neural network of the university. And Sharif University is the MIT of Iran. But in the end, and I spoke with the president there, he said nothing is going to deter us. And I told him, I said, look, Iranians produced the most noteworthy and well-known poetry in candlelight. You think about Rumi, Hafez, Ferdowsi, Khayyam. I mean, okay, if they want to put us, they keep on talking about the Stone Age. Well, in the Stone Age, we did like the tablets of, human rights in stone. So if they're interested in that, we continue to produce great things, Our stoneworks are still around. I think all the Anglos have is Stonehenge, a couple stones in a circle.
Yeah,
Not saying it's a bad thing. Not saying it's a bad thing. I like my druid. It's cute.
Nice. It's cute.
But it's not like, rock carvings with, tracks of legal text and philosophical and religious text. So just
no, but stones are nice. I mean, we rock gardens and stuff. Yeah, we get it.
We like it. So so then we went to, actually I'll show you next videos here. We went to a couple neighborhoods, and then we went to Gandhi Hospital. That's right. Named after Mahatma Gandhi. We went to Gandhi Hospital.
Why not his base daughter? I love his daughter.
Which daughter?
Or what was the one woman's name? Last name Gandhi.
Indira Gandhi.
Indira, yeah.
Yes, but no relation actually to Mahatma, except the name. But I always thought it was a daughter.
So did I.
But it turned out not daughter, not even.
Well, I liked her. She's based.
And she is, for sure. She was close to the Soviets too. Take a look at this. This is the outside of Gandhi Hospital. Like, what? Why? What did the hospital do? Right? Look at this. First of all, look at the beautiful mountains in Tehran. Beautiful. And look at this. Like, why target a hospital? But what does this hospital have? That's the interesting thing. I didn't realize until I went in a little deeper. What did this hospital have that would make it such a prize for the US and its ally to destroy? And I think this video might tell you a little bit of that story. Let's see. Let's see if I share this here. If you can see here. So this is the damage from inside. You can see just utterly devastated around here. And you can just see that it's just, and on the sheets on the wall, I started to see, okay, they keep on showing pictures of babies and things like that.
I was going to say, is it an IVF or was it
Yes. The biggest fertility in Iran. And
they wanted to stop you from having babies.
And it housed 40,000 embryos.
Where's pro-life? Where are the pro-life freaks?
Oh, that's exactly what I said.
So not only 200, well, it's way more than 200, but Minab specifically 200 kids, but we went out of our way to kill the 40,000 potential children.
And they had a sperm bank and an egg bank and everything, and people had put their whole life savings into trying to build a family. And I made a video and I said, I haven't yet released it. There's so many things I got to still release, but I basically said, look, this country and this Republican Party keep talking about family values. These are people who want to have families, who desire that their deepest core, who pray to God to have children. And this is what they do. while they're out there eating kids and raping kids and butchering kids and trafficking kids.
Gotta get banned from YouTube.
Oh,
Can't do that anymore.
really?
Yeah, dude. While you were away, oh my God,
What
stuff has
happened?
gotten insane. Massive waves of bans across YouTube. Even
I did
Rumble
get
has.
demonetized when I was in Iran. I got
You
demonetized.
did.
Yes. I haven't made a post about it. You heard it here first. This is exclusive. Exclusive. I am demonetized on YouTube.
Dude, we have been, I don't want to cut away from the Iran stuff, but we have to complain about this. This is first world problems, but we have been suppressed so badly on most platforms. It's
I know.
bad.
But listen, we keep fighting.
Yeah, we keep fighting. We're not going to give up.
Of course not.
Complaining. But anyway, go on.
So yes, so they destroyed this clinic. They tried to save what they could save that was in the, cryogenic kind of containers and, with the frozen whatever. But of course, it's very difficult. You got to move all these huge containers and systems and things like that. It wasn't possible to save everything from the hospital. So you can imagine, very difficult. And people, where are they going to do now? And IVF, I mean, women are on a clock. You can't have a kid, after a certain point. So these are families that are literally their whole future rests on this clinic in terms of a family. And there you go. There you go. The next video I want to show. Let's see. Where are we here? Oh, okay. Yes. I think this is. So we went off to Esfahan. So we went from Tehran by train to Esfahan. No, sorry, not by train, by bus. We went by train the next one. We went by bus from Tehran to Esfahan. And when we got to Esfahan, we went to a funeral service, sort of a memorial service. And we went to one of the cemeteries from the Iran-Iraq War. Look at this place. As far as you could see, it was just the martyrs from the 8-year war imposed by Ba'athist Iraq on Iran. In total, there were about 1 million plus casualties in this war, and you cannot imagine, just the scale. Just one cemetery in one major city, and it was enormous. Like we walked for 30 minutes, and we only passed through one section of it. So this cemetery proved to me this country ain't going down easy. No way, no how. I'm like, maybe Trump should have gone, on a walk here and then sort of reconsidered his ideas because it's not happening. Not to mention, I don't know if you can see, if I can can I zoom in here? I don't know, I can't zoom in. But just look like everybody's just crowning themselves with martyrdom. Like, it's not happening. People went willingly to fight to defend their country. Like, it's not like in the US where you pay and you hope for that steak and lobster dinner. Like, Iranians, give me some chai baba and I'm going. Give me anything. Give me a stick and a spear or whatever, some stones, and we'll go. We'll destroy the enemy. That's what it's like. So this kind of place was really important and really impactful to see the soul and the heroism and the depth of love for the nation and, of course, for the religion, right? Then we went to the best place. We went to the place where the United States failed in its military operation.
Oh, right.
Yes. I have some clips from there. Take a look at this. Look, kids just hanging out. Those are airplane parts. You see that in the background? Hold on. There's just kids hanging out on that, right? Look at there. Just like kids with like banners and things just hanging out on, what was it? C-130J Special Forces aircraft. It's like, come on. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. Somebody asked in the chat, very interesting. Ivan says, for the religion, yes, because Ba'athist Iraq was a Sunni minority. So they were trying to exploit Sunni Shia tensions. And so that's why they wanted the Arabs of Iran, which are mostly Sunni, to rise up in Khuzestan against the Islamic Republic. And they didn't, actually. They supported the Islamic Republic. So yes, of course, Iran-Iraq war was Sunni minority versus Shia state with a Shia army, and there were like defections and all sorts of problems, and it was a big issue. Wait, let's see. Okay, perfect. So this is this part, and I have some more clips from here to kind of show you what it was like. It was really phenomenal. I mean, the feeling was immense. And people were out there patriotic. They came from everywhere because it was the middle of nowhere. And people came out really to show. It was the first day where they showcased some of this stuff. Yeah, so it was unbelievable, really, to see the people. And I have a nice clip where you can kind of see everybody gathered. The rally lasted for quite a while. People were very excited. People were very motivated. Kids, it was like almost carnivalesque. It was very nice, actually, to see. And kids all flying the flag and some face coloring and things. You can see it's like the middle of nowhere. So this is where it all happened. This is like the kind of flat area. This is where the US had their planes fly in and then eventually torch them. And you could see the burn marks on the ground still. You could see everything. And I don't know if you've seen the video yet. We haven't posted the video yet. But there's a video of me. I'm the only person who got to hold the parachute of the pilot who ejected. So I got to hold that up and I made a speech there.
Somebody in the chat, I think they took you on the propaganda tour. Yeah, we're literally the press. It's called a press tour. That's where they take you to the notable places. So yeah, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, I mean, propaganda tour, they do rallies every day.
Reality is now propaganda, I guess. I don't know.
There you go. Now they have my prints. I mean, I'm Iranian, so of course they have my prints. They had it from, who knows when. No problem. They can have my prints. And Americans have my prints too, so no worries.
Right.
Anybody can have my prints.
We've had our body cavities searched by the United States. We really don't care what happens to us.
Kidding me? You know what they've had me do? I had sat naked in a cell for 8 hours.
I at least didn't have to do that.
They're like, okay, bend over. I'm like, I was trying to be cheeky with them. I always try to be cheeky.
Pun intended. Pun intended.
Well, I did show those cheeks, but really, I said I charged for this, and they were not having it. They were like.
I said when I was like, I have been traveling from Baghdad for 12 hours. You really want to, all right.
All right. Like, there we go.
Disgusting, but okay.
There we go. So there we go. Propaganda tour. Well, one person's liberation is another. I don't know what to say. What can you say to people like that? I don't know. So then we go. So we went to Esfahan. We saw the site. I made a speech there. I got to see a lot of soldiers and police, people who were involved there. It was unbelievable. There was anti-aircraft stuff, you name it. I touched the anti-aircraft. I said, maybe this shot at an American plane, it was wild. Like, is it still warm? So then we went to, let me open this up now. Then we went to some of the cultural sites. This was hard. This was hard. Take a look at this. Now we're in Esfahan at like a Safavid era palace, which is, imagine like 5 centuries ago. Older, double the age of the United States. Take a look at this beauty. You can see the windows have been blown out. You can see sections of the plaster have fallen. You can see, oh, look at that. Look at that.
Okay, one of the room, it was my office.
Look at the windows blown out.
Before the damages and before the...
I mean, it's just tragic when you look at this. Another one that was blown out. You can see the damage there. It's so sad. It's so sad to see. Look at it's a beautiful, look at the glass, all this, and look at these pieces.
The only silver lining here is that Iranians are so well connected to their culture and history and the artisanal skills that rebuilding is a possibility. If this were to happen in Europe or America, rebuilding would be a very distant possibility, and it would take years and millions of dollars. So I think that's the only silver lining. I also saw a really funny video of 2 Iranian girls saying, "You destroyed our history, but we can't destroy yours because you have none."
Yeah, it's true.
They like laughed and made a joke about it. Or you're trying to destroy our history by destroying our historical sites, but we can't do that because you have none.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. It's just so sad. Look at all this beautiful, all this beautiful. It's like this has lasted centuries. You know, how many wars? And now look, the Americans and the Israelis come, and this is what happens. You know, so it really was a war on the history. They all believe that. They all recognize that. The next one was another Safavid era palace. It's all part of a huge complex, really. And on this one, I had also Dimitri Laskaris on the show, if you remember, some weeks ago, and he talked about this one, which one was one of the most difficult ones to see, just because of its immense beauty, you know. And so let me open this up here. You can see more or less some of the damage. We'll go through. We'll watch this. So this is another palace. Look at. You can see the window blown out. Some damage to plaster there. Windows blown out here. I mean, look at this place. It's unbelievable. Look at the art.
It's still incredibly beautiful. So
it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. And here, I don't know if you can tell. So if I were to, well, I can't really zoom in, but if I can kind of show you here, so you can't really tell, or you can tell if you look closely, but you see this like outline here.
Mm-hmm.
Painting is over like a part of the structure that's kind of like window-like, and you can now see it because it got pushed by the blast wave. So a lot of that is damaged now. The one on the opposite side is way more damaged. Let me see if I was able to get a close-up here of it. Yeah, so you can kind of see here. Do you see that? So you see, let me see if I zoomed in. No, I didn't zoom in, but you can. Do you see where the scaffolding is here? Do you see this part? That's all the wrecked painting right here. This part right here going down where the elephant is. This is actually a painting. This is a painting of the war between the Safavids and one of the Indian dynasties. That's why there's elephants there and things like that. So it's sad to see, you know. And let me see if I can I? Oh yeah. Do you see?
Oh wow, you can zoom.
I can. I figured it out. You see this part here?
This is insane. The artwork is insane.
Oh, it's stunning. I mean, this is like 4 centuries old, 5 centuries old.
Well, Jews and Americans are destroyers. They call themselves that. We are the destroyers. They know that they are that.
Well, there you go. They got that in common with Kali, you know. And Shiva, was it Shiva said, "I'm the destroyer of worlds"? Was that right? Quote. So there you go.
Well, the Jew, I think it was Maurice Samuel. If you guys haven't read "Are You Gentiles" by Maurice Samuels, read it. He tells you we are the destroyers. We destroy everything good.
So then the next thing. So we went to the University of Technology in Esfahan. And we saw, I mean, look at the classroom here. This is the classroom. You know, just to kind of see, every classroom was more or less like this. But the worst part was, this wasn't even the building that was targeted. This is way far away from the building that was targeted. I'll show you what happened to the building that was targeted. So this right here is the building that was targeted. And take a look at this. This was hit by not one, not two, 3 US missiles. Look at that. This is a university building. This is a university building. And so we've already seen just in 3 that we've discussed, out of how many hundreds? 600 plus. Shahid Beheshti, Sharif University, and now University of Esfahan's University of Technology. Look at this. Look at this. This is what the Epstein Coalition is up to. You know, we called it in Gaza. Do you remember? We had the term scholasticide, like genocide, scholasticide for education.
Yeah, it was scholasticide. Yes.
Yeah. So that's what I said. I said, you know, on the media, I said, this is scholasticide. This is exactly what the Americans and the Israelis are up to. You know. So we have this, and let me show you. We keep going here. I mean, this was really unbelievable, the scale of destruction. And then, before we left Esfahan, I had to go see the Armenian church, the Vank Cathedral, because of course everybody says it's stunning, and it truly was. I mean, look at this. This is a Armenian Apostolic Orthodox Church in Iran. Look at this. Everybody's like, oh, the Christians in Iran, look at them. They're doing great. They got their churches, their liturgies, they're celebrating everything. Look at that. Unbelievable. Unbelievable, really. Stunning artwork. Stunning iconography and frescoes, you know. And so when I was able, and we talked to the Armenian community leadership, they said we are the most protected in all of Iran's history under the Islamic Republic. He said Armenian Christians have not had as much rights and privileges as we do now under the Islamic Republic of Iran. They have a member of parliament. For those who don't know, 2 members of parliament. They have a history that goes back to, I think it was 1604 or so.
It's not a depiction of torture, it's hell. The bottom is hell.
Yeah, for those who don't know, that's the last judgment.
So it's like, who's being tortured?
That's the last judgment for those who don't know. And actually you can kind of see, you see all the parts of the life. Like here you have the transfiguration, you have the entry into Jerusalem. What do we have here? We have the Old Testament. We have Moses with the 10 Commandments here, the Ark of the Covenant. So there's a whole bunch of stuff here, all Old Testament, New Testament, the baptism, right? Have a whole bunch of stuff here. Look at this. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Cherubim, seraphim, you name it. So this is Christianity. So people sometimes ask about Christianity in Iran. Listen, Orthodox Christians and Catholic Christians are protected. Protestants, specifically evangelicals, Jehovah's Witnesses, charismatic types, Pentecostals, they're not protected. They're not protected.
They shouldn't be.
Because what's the reason?
The evangelicals and the crazies have their own country. Their Israel is the United States. They can go there and be protected.
You know, But what's the reason why?
We can't widen the pictures on the screen because Chris is a boomer and he videoed everything in portrait instead of landscape. So you can yell at Chris.
That's for the TikTok and Instagram. Whoa! You see how I'm attacked around here? You see this?
She's asked twice. I'm like, it's Chris.
I'm sorry.
Chris is pandering now. Chris is pandering to his Instagram followers. So over here on X and YouTube, our chopped liver now. Chris has a TikTok and an or an Instagram audience to worry about. Okay.
Well, listen, we got to grow our Instagram audience too. Yes, I'm trying my best here. Listen, I'm under attack, but that's okay. I have Khorramshahr. Oh, look what I have.
Khorramshahr.
I'm ready to go.
Oh, look, I have your audience stuff too. I
have that too. It's in my room. We got that in Iraq.
I also have this. Let's see. I got this one too. This is like my prized possession.
Wait, where did you get that?
A friend got it for me from Iraq.
What?
Isn't that amazing?
Look at them.
It's beautiful. Look at them. These beautiful heroes.
Really? The best.
Love them.
Best. How can you not? So that was Esfahan. Let me see. Oh, and then we get to the big stuff. Oh, now I can do in horizontal. Hold on. Now I can show you some cool stuff here. Where did I go? After Esfahan, we took a long train. We took a long train to where? That's right. Bandar Abbas and I went out into the Strait of Hormuz. Look at this. I'm on the strait, baby. Now,
when were you? What do you remember the date?
The exact date?
Or like a roughly.
Yeah, it was like April 20.
Okay, so it's back in April.
Yeah.
Like what's going on? So back then, well, first tell us what you saw back when you went in April.
Well, look, can you see all these boats on the horizon?
Yeah.
Like it was just jam-packed of boats as far as the eye could see. As far as we went, there were just boats everywhere. And all of them were anchored, more or less. And I'll show you now. Here, we'll play another clip here. Take a look at this baby. Take a look at what eyes. We went up close to a couple of them. Wow. There you go. Strait of Hormuz, baby. It was just packed full of this kind of ships. Cargo ships, oil vessels. Definitely not trying to come back to the United States. Yeah, there's no coming back to the US for me at this point. You know, God bless America.
No, that was the trip prior to Chris's.
No.
Chris was with Bushra and Wyatt.
Yes. So I was on the second press tour. The first one had Dimitri, Ahmed, and Tim Anderson on it. We were the second one. And then there's going to be a third one now coming up. So get ready for that. So here I am. I'm on the Strait of Hormuz, and all of a sudden we just passed by all these ships. Whoa. But listen, they were still crewed and they were still on. Like the smokestacks were still billowing smoke. You could tell people were living there. Things were working.
Sure, that was going to be my next question.
They were just anchored.
Sure.
They were just anchored, you know? So there it is. Look at that. It's just, So
then what happened this week? Have you paid attention? We had strikes on Bandar Abbas.
Yes, look at how many, look at all around. Still ships everywhere. Look at them all. They're just everywhere.
Yeah, and most of them are still stuck in there.
Yes, most of them are still stuck in there. There were some strikes, yes, for sure. There were some strikes on the islands, in Bandar Abbas, in Minab again. I mean, like, come on, guys. In Chabahar, there were strikes. We don't have a full breakdown that I've seen yet of all the places targeted, but there were multiple targets hit according to the initial reports. But listen, this place is huge. I mean, we might think in our minds like Strait of Hormuz, okay, like less than 24 nautical miles at its shallow, most narrow end. It's true, but it's enormously wide in sense of like breadth. So okay, we have like the width, but the Strait of Hormuz goes, onwards. It's a long ways. So it's all controlled by Iran. Nobody else is there. That's one thing that was very apparent to us. Iran controls everything. Nothing gets in or out without the IRGC's Navy, Sepah Navy. So that's important for people to understand here. And we were out there. We were out there for what? About an hour and a half or so, 2 hours. And as far as we could see, boats, and everything was orderly. Nothing was really moving except for us. Everything was just staying put. It was amazing. Really, it was fantastic to see. And the islands are very well developed. You saw cities, you saw infrastructure. So this is not like just like, wild islands with nobody there. No, these are lived islands. So that means that they have some military, they have some defense. It was clear from what we could see. So we went to the Strait of Hormuz. I did some reports about that. It's all in the chats. If you have a chance to take a look, please take a look. And then we went to a Sunni mosque in Bandar Abbas. Went to a Sunni mosque because people are like, oh, Sunnis aren't allowed to pray. They don't have any mosques. They have mosques. They have mosques, and they pray, and they are active in the community.
Why didn't Iran convert all these Sunnis to Shia? That's what I was told they were doing in Lebanon and Syria, and so they're not convert. Why didn't they start with the ones in their own country?
Because they're not interested in converting.
Yeah, silly.
There you go. See, people are all like, "Oh, what?" Case.
Well, that's what I was always told, that, Iran is this Shia imperialism, and it needs everybody to convert to Shiaism, which I'm not even against at this point, but it's why are there Sunni mosques inside of Iran if they're busy doing Shia imperialism around the world? Doesn't make any sense.
That's right. That's what we're all wondering here. So here, I'm opening the last bits so that we can have them here. Hold on, and then this one too. Perfect. So now I have all the clips here for the last section here. I hope this has been enjoyable for people. We're trying to catch up here where, it's been a long thing, and all this stuff's going to go online. And eventually, so here, let's see. Can you see that? So this is a television station that was targeted. Look at this. This was hit by a cruise missile. Like, why hit the television transmitter station?
Well, they always hit, especially if it's state media. I mean, this is like textbook United States and Israel. Israel has mostly learned from the United States. These are strategies that they perfected, especially during the NATO bombing of Yugoslavia. Take out the channels and the universities and the bridges first. For sure.
You know it. So that's what ended up happening here. And yeah, it's sad to see. And one person was killed here. We met his wife and his son. He was just the guard of the station at night, and he was killed. The operator was wounded. But, going there, it's like, this is not a military target. But as you said, they target state media, they target other media, they target, radio transmitters, satellites, you name it, whatever they can get their hands on, right? So that was destroyed. And the next clip here. So then we go to, I think, the most painful part of the trip, which was going to Minab. And this is one of the houses of one of the little girls who was killed, was murdered. and you can see all of her belongings there, her picture, along with Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. That's her. And that's her little backpack. It was very hard. I have the interview with the family there. We'll be posting that. But this school was targeted not once. Once okay, if they hit with one missile, but they hit with 3 minimum. That was the hard part. That was the hard part to stomach and to see. And she was a beautiful girl. Her parents were devastated. She was the only child for them. So, and her mom was like, she was my best friend, loved her so much, wanted to, see her married, see her grow into a woman. But the Americans had another idea. And then we went to the cemetery where they are buried. And this was really hard. I think we have the video online of us there as well. These are all pictures of them all. And then, so that's sort of the entrance there from the backside. And then I'll show you here what the actual cemetery looked like, which was tough. It's still being constructed and things. These were graves that were not yet fully prepared, but these are all the rest of them that are there. Family members were there still. People were still there, coming to see their kids or their relatives who were killed. It was very hard, very hard. We met a mother of 2 kids, both of them killed at the school, 1 son, 1 daughter. And, she was beside herself, and her husband was trying to console her. And, we asked, Wyatt and I were very clear to ask every family member, do you have a message? All of them said they want the people who did this to be punished, and they want the revenge for the blood of the people, of their family members who were killed, whether it was their kids or spouse or father or mother, whoever it was. And that was something very clear across the board. I think that's important to recognize as well. So Minab so we went to the cemetery. We first met with family members. We went to the cemetery, and then we went to the actual school to see it. And that's the next video here. Next few videos here, I'll show you. This is the school, so you can see it. Where is this? Okay, here. That's all that's left of the school. That's all that's left of the school. Look at this. That's it. That's all that's left of the school. This school had hundreds of students. That's all that's left of the school. The vast majority of the school is rubble now. And we had a chance here. We had a chance to go close. We had a chance to speak with also family members there. It was very tough, especially being at the school. But here I took some videos close up of the only really remaining classroom that was here. And you could just see these are just kids, look, a little underwater kind of painting, kids, some of the stuff on the wall, artwork. you name it, and little drawings outside, kids playing with blocks, swinging, reading. I mean, that was it. That was it. And they said that this was a former military base. Now, the Iranians said 15 years ago, yes, it was a military kind of center for the local people. And then it was converted to a school at that time. And it had not been different since. So the Americans had nearly 2 decades to know that.
Oh, we've been through the whole gamut of excuses. It was a military base. It's attached to a military base. Then finally they settled upon like readily admitting that, oh, well, they were kids of the regime. It's the whole thing is sick. I'm tired of discussing it.
I know. That was the hard part, because the Iranians were like, look, I mean, it's not like a secret. They have all these spies everywhere. They know everything, at this point. And then this was from another angle here, as you can kind of see here. This was from the other side of the building, but you can even see the fire that burned inside, the charred stuff. It was hard. It was hard to see. It was hard to
Is the chat just retards today? I don't even care if they're Nazi flags. Don't be retarded.
What kind of flags they say?
IRGC flags. I don't even know what that means.
There's no IRGC flags there.
This is a retarded American, clearly.
There's no IRGC flags there. There are like Ya Hussein, Ya Ali, sort of Shia flags that are there with the handprint of the Al Hubayt, but there's no IRGC.
This is why I'm black pilled. This is the type of dumb shit I deal with all day, every day. Excuses from retarded Westerners. Like I understand why you're reinvigorated, because you live in the East and you got to visit the deep East, and I'm stuck out here with the retards.
Yeah, I know.
Well, if you bomb the schools in America, no one will know the difference. They get shot up every day.
Hey, by the way, that kind of logic is the same logic that, when people on the other side say, well, you're an American taxpayer, you're responsible also for the dead and things like that. So
I do not pay taxes. Thank you very much.
God bless you. We have a home here if you ever need to escape.
Well, I don't pay federal taxes. That's the only thing that's like keeping me at least a little bit sane. I don't even know I don't think we'll have time to get to it. Maybe I'll prepare like a whole, because I don't want to overshadow the Iran trip and these beautiful, poignant images. But I have so much anger about these retarded Westoids and the shit coming out of their mouths, especially when it comes to Iran.
Oh, whew. Look at this. Now, this is we went back to Tehran. And look at this. This is Azadi Stadium. This is like an Olympic complex. This is a 12,000 seat stadium that housed like wrestling matches and things like that. This is what the US did to it. Like, does that look like a military target to you? It's a stadium. It's like an actual, like that, the Olympic
flag. If your initial reaction to seeing these images is to rationalize it, I'm not going to tell you what you should do, because I'll get banned from YouTube, and I probably could face criminal charges, but you should get off the internet. Like, if your first reaction to this is to rationalize it, you need to just end talking. However you do that is up to you, but you need to never speak again.
Yeah, well, they're
I'm trying to hint at what I'm trying to say, but what I'm trying to say.
I know. But yeah, this is what we have. This is the sad part. Hello to brother Seth out there. Good to see you. Good to see you out here. So, and the last clip I have, I think I have one. Yeah, last clip I have is a really cool one. And I think it's a very popular one before we conclude. But we'll have a lot to say about Iran over the coming. We're going to hopefully go back soon. There's a lot to say. But this is a clip of me at the Mother Mary station.
Look at that fresh cut. Look at that hair. All right.
I know. Here we go.
I'm here at the subway station dedicated to Mother Mary, and of course the Virgin Mary.
She looks so Persian in that statue.
Are Indian Christians in Iran, and not only their makeup in terms of the fabric of the Iranian nation, but also the importance of them and other Orthodox Christians and Oriental Orthodox Christians who are a constitutive part of this nation and are granted rights under the Constitution. Now, this station is dedicated to Mary, and it also shows the unity of the religious traditions. Upstairs, there were pictures of various martyrs, both Assyrian and Armenian, and it's really an amazing station. There's also a poster here that shows the crucifixion of Christ, and the spear shows the Israeli flag going into him. So it's very important, very amazing station. I hope that you all can come check it out and can continue to debunk the propaganda against the Islamic Republic of Iran.
So I do love that because, you see statues of all religions do this. They kind of make them in their own image. And this Mary looks like a beautiful Persian woman. It's very awesome. She's got the Persian lips. Then you see like Mary in Europe and she's got like thin European lips. It's funny.
She might have the Persian nose job here too.
I wasn't going to say it. You said
I had to say it because I had to address it when I was there.
Well, I love it. I love it. I love that station. We've posted it many, many times on our X account. It's very beautiful. And the Armenians are getting better treatment. I won't show them. Maybe we'll show it on Wednesday. But Armenians get treated better in Iran than they do in Armenia.
That's true. That's
Pashinyan.
You heard about Pashinyan and what he's been saying. So there you go. So that was a little bit of the trip, and then I came in by Yerevan by bus, as you know, crossed the land border by foot. I got to leave by plane. I got to leave on Mahan Airlines from Tehran directly to Moscow. It was wonderful. It was so nice. The plane was about half full, but in any case, it was. Yes, somebody's asking, is there an Orthodox temple? There sure is. There's a Russian Orthodox church. Mm-hmm. Greek Orthodox Church.
I've seen the Russian Orthodox Church, yeah.
Yeah, yes, of course, no problem. There are.
There's also there's also a Roman Catholic Church in Iran and a Roman Catholic diocese that reports directly to the Pope.
Yes, and I believe they might be the Eastern Catholics, if I'm not mistaken, maybe Chaldean or others, because people
probably, probably.
Yeah. But yeah, that was the trip. I hope you all enjoyed it. I know it's been 2 weeks. We haven't streamed. We're back. We're back in full force. I know, Sarah, our love here is black-pilled, but I guarantee you we start streaming more.
I've been on a trip too. It's been like a ketamine hole with a DMT trip attached to it. Like, this is what's going on here, Chris. Okay?
Oh.
We've got golden caps going on. We've got Bibles getting passed out.
You know what else I heard?
The angels are coming. Remember, the angels are coming. They're coming. They're here. The angels are here. So maybe we'll talk more in depth about that on Wednesday because I wanted to get Chris's religious sort of academics, but I want to let the Iran stuff marinate with people. I don't want to switch topics and go into another vein.
You heard about the 250 anniversary passports with Donald Trump.
I actually want one. I'm almost due for a passport renewal. I only have 3 years left on mine. I want one.
I looked it up. You can only get it at the Washington, D.C. office near July 4th, and they're going to have only 50,000 available.
What a rip.
I know. I was like, if this guy is supposed to be a good businessman, he could have just done it across the country and been like, you pay an extra $50 and you get one. They would have made a fortune.
I want one. I think it'll be a piece of memorabilia.
Yeah, it'll be a collector's
item. People collect Nazi coins and they pay a lot of money for those. That's not comparing Trump to Hitler, please. I would never insult Hitler like that. Trump is way too stupid.
I know I talked about the kids, but whoa.
Yeah, Trump, at least Hitler attempted to be some sort of politician. Trump, I don't even know what the hell he's doing. So the man who refuses to swear on the Bible.
What is he touching?
Has his own Bible and his own religion.
There it is.
But the angels are here. Maybe on Wednesday we'll get into it a little bit more because I'm sure Chris knows about what Orthodox saints have said about the angels. We won't get too religious woo-woo, but I want to talk about it from the perspective of them using this sort of messaging and these images to manipulate people who are faithful. It's about the propaganda. It's not really about the we're not trying to make religify you guys. We're just trying to explain how they're taking advantage of people. But I want to let the Iran stuff kind of sit with people. I don't want to ruin it by talking about Trump.
That's true.
Well, what are you planned now? You're in Moscow, producers in Moscow. I'm languishing away in the land of the golden calf. Fight.
We're waiting for you here. Listen, we've got some other big trips planned. We've got some other big places that we got to go. And listen, I mean, this is not over. This is far from over. So we have a response from the Iranians right now. Again, we won't totally get into it, but there's more back and forth going about peace talks and uranium. It all sounds like bull crap. But I think,
watch Chris's videos about Iran and then go watch the videos from the Victory Day parades yesterday. And maybe we will all get back in the mood for the fight, actual fight.
Listen, I saw the DPRK march and I was very proud.
Me too. That actually made me feel better. It made me feel better.
Made me feel good.
And we have a lot to discuss on Wednesday. Guys, super chats. Happy Mother's Day again.
Yes.
Happy Western Mother's Day. Love Sarah's energy and vibe. I'm very low energy lately. I've been like a total drag on the guys. I'm like not doing anything or even posting. Chris is enthusiastic, happy personality. As a Greek American, more than any other country, I really would like to see Iran and the Iranian people. You're basically the same people.
Well, listen, this half Greek, half Iranian, born in America, says there is not much of a difference.
Yeah, there's really not. And like when people will be like, I thought Chris was Greek. I'm like, he's also Iranian. I thought Chris was Iranian. He's also Greek. Like nobody, like it's like they're the same. It's the same thing. It's the same, the same thing.
Half and half. Don't ask me about what I would do during the Greek-Persian wars. I don't know what I would do. I probably would just choose God.
No, you choose Persia. In my opinion, Reza Pahlavi deserves to get got. Thank you for paying $2 for making me read that out loud. I love saying get got. Gonna get got. Roman, USA will have the Trump arch. Yeah, we'll talk about that again. We'll talk about all of that on Wednesday. Maybe I'll do a whole religion, the new religion of America. We'll talk about that. Maybe that'll be our thing on Wednesday because this is the new religion of America. Can I please rate your photo? This photo is such an amazing. I'm guessing you're talking about your profile photo, which 11 out of 10, just because your face is so ugly that just a photo of you is considered anti-Semitic to Israel. So, I mean, congratulations. You are probably the ugly, even to the Jews, your face is anti-Semitic. I'm just kidding. I know that's not your face. I was just trying to play along.
Yeah.
Happy Mother's Day. Thank you very much. And a poignant Mother's Day indeed. Think about those girls from Minab and all of the other children suffering in Gaza, which is still not over, and Lebanon. They're not suffering in Syria, though. They got access to the SWIFT system again today. Imagine celebrating that. Again, we'll talk about that on Wednesday.
What about that too?
Yep. But that's all I have. I'll go complain on Spaces about how much I hate the new American religion. Chewbacca, I can't with this audience.
Listen, lots of love. Make sure you start those spaces at ZD Geopolitics. We need to host all the spaces.
I hate hosting on that account. I don't host spaces though. All right, guys. Maybe we'll do another book club. We are almost finished with From Yahweh to Zion. We're moving on to our next book, and then we're going to be jumping into probably a history of the Talmud. It's going to get crazy.
Oh my God.
Maybe Chris will join us for those. You guys, all right, we need to end the stream before the audience gets us suspended from YouTube for being anti-Semitic. All right, guys, have a good rest of your weekend. Enjoy the really beautiful weather, and we will see you guys on Wednesday.
See you soon.
Wait, I don't remember how to do this. The producer's gone again. Okay, you remember how to do it?
Of course. Here we go.